Hey, 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 fantastic. Welcome, everyone. It is International Women's Day. So excited to be able to share this with all of you amazing ladies out there. And I'm so excited because I have some of my fellow divas here to celebrate with me. Miss Candy Bryant. And then I have the fabulous Mrs. Tamuel Coward on the phone too. And then I also have Miss Tracy Phipps. Let me remove my branding so we can see Tracy down there on the bottom. There's Tracy. Hey, Diva. So excited to be sharing this time with everyone. I'm going to go ahead and put out a little disclaimer because it is International Women's Day and many of us are moms with little ones, right? So my child at some point may make a debut. I'm just going to go ahead and give that little disclaimer out there. So if you see his little face come into the screen, or if you see me make a face because I'm looking at him, then you know what it's all about, right? So just putting that out there, but we're so excited to have everyone here to celebrate this amazing time within our country to be a woman, right? We are out here breaking down barriers, breaking these glass ceilings, and we're so excited to be able to celebrate that with everyone. But you guys know that there is this amazing songbird who is part of our organization. And every time she opens up her mouth to allow a note to come out, all of us are blessed. And so what better way to open up tonight's celebration by having none other than the fabulous, amazing Tracy Phipps to sing an empowering song for all of us. So Tracy, I would like to turn it over to you.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much, Arlene. Can you guys actually hear me?
Yeah, okay. We can, Diva.
That's good. Okay. Thank you so much for the introduction. And thanks for letting me be a part of this. I mean, like you said today, so we're going to have as much fun as we can. So I'm actually going to sing. I'm going to serenade you all with one of my favorite songs to sing, especially around women empowerment. And it's called I Am Light by India Arie.
My family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
If you're light, throw that in the comments. Say it.
Say I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. I am light. 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 Yo soy luz. Yo soy luz. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Yo soy luz. Yo soy luz. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am all light.
Thank you.
That was amazing. You never cease to amaze me, Tracy. That was absolutely beautiful. Is that one of your original songs?
No, that one's India.Arie.
Oh, you did say that. Oh my God. She needs to just pass that on over to you, give you the complete rights to that, because you sang that song, honey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. That is how you start off celebrating International Women's Day. We are the lights. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Somebody said, sing, Tracy, sing, honey. That was beautiful. Absolutely, absolutely. Go back to sharing our screen. Are you going to stay on with us, Tracy, here?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, stay on with us as we continue our celebration. I am going to go back to removing this lovely banner that we have. And then I'm going to go back to sharing our screen here. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So we're going to move along with our presentation here. We have been able to put together a video that we've been working on for some time that really highlights some of the things that Women on the Rise was able to accomplish this past year. With the pandemic and all, there were a lot of obstacles that came our way, but our mission is to empower, inspire, and uplift women. And so I just want to share with you guys this quick little video that kind of gives an idea of what we still were able to do. So. Can you guys hear it? Greetings and hello. My name is Arlene Blake, and I am the founder of Women on the Rise International Incorporated. Over 4 years ago, I made the decision to create an organization that embraced all women looking to overcome obstacles in their personal and professional life after having lost both of my parents to cancer. It was devastating to me, and it began to impact me in every area of my life. However, I soon realized the power of a tribe of women coming together, all focused on making positive changes within themselves and the community. And Women on the Rise was born. As a 501c3 nonprofit women's empowerment organization, we believe that when it comes to the locked doors of women's equality, community is the key to leveling the playing field and providing more opportunities. And to build that community, we have to target the obstacles that prevent women from growing personally and professionally. To do this, we host events throughout the year that focus on women's mental and physical health, empowerment, mentorship, financial education, and entrepreneurship for women and for girls. Through community partnerships with organizations like the Greatest Investment Girls Empowerment Program and PACE Center for Girls. Additionally, Women on the Rise International Incorporated believes that if women are given the tools, knowledge, and strategies that empower them with the courage and motivation to negotiate their true worth in their careers and businesses through activities and training, then women will serve to add trillions to the economy, create generational wealth and opportunity, as well as the ability to have more significant stakes in social and political movements, which will redirect their lives to ones of growth and stability on both a personal and global scale. Our solution is unique because we have a membership base that informs our decisions directly, and we routinely collect data through pre and post-event surveys to measure and track how many women successfully negotiate higher salaries, how many businesses are started, how much revenue is generated by these businesses, how many certifications are earned, and more. We're not just committed to short-term results, we're committed to long-term revolution. Here's some facts. 100% of survey respondents from our most recent Educated and Broke series responded that they were highly likely to recommend the event to others. 62% of survey respondents believe they could save $200 a month or more from implementing the tips from our program, with 13% believing they could save $1,000 or more. 97% of survey respondents said they learned valuable tools and skills in order to create a business or turn their side hustle into a profitable endeavor. In 2020, with a pandemic and all, we hosted our 5th annual Women on the Rise Vision Goal Setting event, 5th annual Women's Empowerment Conference and Expo, a 3-part small women-owned business series in partnership with the Minority Business Development Agency, our 4th annual Women on the Rise Awards Gala, a 2-part financial empowerment conference entitled Educated and Broke, an 8-week mentorship program for the students of PACE Center for Girls, a Scholars Benefit fundraiser for graduating high school seniors in partnership with our community partners, and we were able to issue 7 college scholarships at our annual gala. Finally, we want to give thanks for our community partnerships with companies like Ford Motor Company, Truist Bank, and RW Events that believe in our commitment to long-term revolution and have invested into making the future ever brighter for women and girls alike. But our work is not done. We are asking for you to support us, Women on the Rise International Incorporated, so that together we can empower women to lean into their full potential. This year alone, we have impacted over 1,200 women, but we can do more. A tax-deductible contribution of $25, $100, or whatever amount your heart calls you to give will allow one more woman to reach for the next rung on the ladder of empowerment. Give now to help us reach our goal and shatter the glass ceiling that keeps many of us from reaching our full potential. Thank you.
Woo!
Yes, yes, and yes, right? It's so exciting to know that even though we had to completely pivot last year and do everything virtually, we were still able to have an extremely successful year. And we're able to develop additional partnerships with other organizations to still be able to impact the community, right? See, I told you he was going to make his debut. Remember, Mommy said you had to get the chicken before 7 o'clock, right? So now we got to wait till 7:30, 7:45.
I love it. And he left.
That's how it has to be done now, right? Okay. So, but with developing partnerships with organizations like the Minority Business Development Agency, which is an organization we hadn't had an opportunity to do events with before, we were able to do just that. And definitely an amazing, wonderful year. I probably gained some weight sitting in front of the computer as much as I did last year. Because, you know, when you're doing events, you're usually moving around. I can, you know, expect to fit in another dress size after that. This was not the case. So I'm definitely excited about the fact that we were still able to meet a lot of our goals. Marcy's, hey girl, hey diva. I see you over there laughing at me. Okay, let me continue on here. So here's part of our theory of change and our mission and vision with Women on the Rise. So our belief is that if women are given the financial tools, knowledge, and strategies that will empower them with the courage and motivation to earn more, save more, and invest more, if women are given a space to reflect on their value and skill set ambitious yet achievable long-term goals, and negotiate their true worth in their careers and businesses through activities and training. If women are able to connect and network with other like-minded women, create their brand, develop strategies for their personal and professional lives, and embrace the importance of balance and confidence, then women will hold economic empowerment that will serve to add billions to the economy, allow for generational wealth and opportunity, and redirect their lives to ones of growth and stability. So as far as some of the really important pieces for Women on the Rise moving forward in the programming that we're really hoping to push, our Educated and Broke program stands at the center of that. And we really believe that if we just give women the tools, the resources they need to really have a voice, right? And to be able to, I mean, you know, the theme of International Women's Day is choose to challenge, right? To really go forth and challenge the status quo of where women have been held in the workplace and personal lives and so forth, that we can really start to make some impact and change. So really excited to be a part of that movement. To make sure that women have all of the tools and resources, again, to be able to really have some impact within their lives. So the 4 pillars of Women on the Rise, and if you don't walk away from anything else tonight, I want you to make sure you understand what these 4 pillars are. Because we do fabulous events, right? But there is a core educational purpose that's behind every event that we do. We want to celebrate women, we want to uplift and empower women, but we do that through teachings in regards to entrepreneurship, financial literacy, personal wellness, and career development. So those are the 4 pillars of our organization that we're always making sure that when we're doing an event or we're having a meeting or we're having some focus, that it's always goes back to these particular pillars. And again, that's entrepreneurship, financial literacy, personal wellness, and career development. So, in keeping with that, we love to do our events. So these are some of the upcoming events that you guys can expect from Women on the Rise. Of course, first here you see International Women's Day celebration, joining here with all of you fabulous ladies. The next event is Bloom Where You Are Planted. This is going to be a fabulous event. First off, you know, if Tamuel is involved, right, it's just going to be fabulous, period, right? So this is going to be a glamorous day in the park that is filled with empowerment. We've also partnered with Ford Motor Company to really make it a fun event. Each of the persons, when you register, your space includes space for up to 4 ladies. Each of the place settings will be socially spaced in a safe way. And there will be a rug and throw pillows and so forth. You have the opportunity to order your charcuterie boards. And yes, that is how you say it, charcuterie boards, right? I've heard people say, no, they're character boards, girl. They're character boards. Like we can't be saying all that. So there's charcuterie boards. And then there will also be Mito Studios out there taking headshots. So definitely come in as your most fabulous self so that you can get your headshots done as well. So all of that comes along with Bloom Where You're Planted, picnic and affirmations in the park. And then on March 22nd, of course, we'll have our traditional monthly Women on the Rise meeting. I know we will have 2 speakers there. Our very own Val Carmel will be there to empower each of us. And then we also have a guest speaker who will be coming from Cream of Nature to be talking about hair care and maintaining your crown, right? And then on March 31st, we will have our third annual Unity Women's History Month event where we partner with Raise Your Glass. And we're really excited about what we're putting together for that particular event as well. So a lot happening in March. So very excited about that. And then, of course, we're going to have our traditional events. Dates are going to be coming out soon. Educated and Broke, Women on the Rise Awards Gala, our Women on the Rise Conference and Empowerment Expo. And you guys know we raised the bar last year with the whole airport theme. So Lord knows we're going to have to come strong this year, right? So that's going to be exciting to happen as well. And then in October, we're going to have our Women on the Rise members, what do we call it? Our getaway, right? That's going to be here at a beautiful, beautiful home, a retreat here in Orlando. So very excited about that. So those are some of the events that we have coming up. And we hope that all of you will be a part of that and support. Also, we've been making some changes. So all of our members are going to start seeing some real special goodies coming out. So we are now going to have membership boxes that are going to be filled with goodies that will be coming out. So very excited to share this with all of you guys. The order has been placed and the goodies are coming. And we're really excited about this beautiful packaging that we're going to have, which embraces the diversity within our organization and what we hope to achieve. We feel as though when women of all ethnicities and backgrounds come together, then there's a lot that we can learn from each other. And that's what we hope to continue to do and move forward with Women on the Rise. So very excited to be able to showcase that.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Yes, right? I see some people are saying some really fun stuff happening for March. Yes. Oh, Shamika said character boards. That's a new one. Yes, these boxes are going to be fabulous, right? We also have been working on our own line of journals. And based upon your membership level, we'll determine which type of journal we'll have. So our Divapreneur members will be receiving their profit journals that will be coming along in their kit. So there's going to be, like I said, some really, really awesome goodies that are going to be coming along with some of the changes that we're making in membership. So very excited about 2021 and what that means. And now I'm going to turn it over to Miss Candy because she's going to be talking about some fabulous women that we have abroad that have been making some impact this year.
Yes. Well, I have to give a plug just really quick, Arlene. I won the membership as a part of being Mrs. Corporate America 2019. But when it was time to renew, what I had to go on was all of the amazing events that I attended, the women that I connected with, and those connections led to mentorship and other opportunities for my own business and for my own development. So it was a no-brainer to renew my membership. And so little did I know that it would be renewing my membership and also stepping on as the new marketing director for 2021. So I'm so excited. And I'm just so thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. And in doing some of the research to highlight some of these women that we see on the screen right now, I want to invite you ladies into the conversation on your thoughts about these women. But some things I learned along the way, along the research journey, we all know Kamala Harris. We could put our hands together and celebrate her International Women's Day celebration. She's the 49th Vice President of the U.S. Obviously, she's been just an inspiration to so many of us, young girls, and older women alike. But some interesting facts that tie her and Gloria Steinem together is we know that Kamala's mother was an Indian of Indian descent. So she gave her daughter's name Kamala, which means lotus. When I looked up the word lotus, it actually is a flower that's produced no matter how dirty the water is or how murky the roots are down in that water, it produces the most beautiful flower. And what I thought about was resilience and symbolic of that. And I love that. So we know that Kamala's background, she's got roots and her culture is in India. But when I looked up Gloria Steinem, it was very interesting that a trip to India was what sparked Gloria Steinem's activism. She actually was going to study Gandhian activism. When she went there, she learned about all of the nonviolence protests and she participated in those. But when she came back to the US, that's when she sparked her activism. And I just thought that was really amazing. One other thing that I found out about Gloria, and this is something that impacted me, was that in 2005, she and Jane Fonda and another amazing woman founded the Women's Media Center. And this is a little known fact that I didn't know about them. And what it does is it's an organization that works to make women visible and powerful in media. And as you know, my background's in broadcasting is something I've always been passionate about. So I went on a rabbit trail, ladies, clicking those links and finding out more and more. And then last but not least, we have Malala Yousafzai. I had to find out, make sure I got her name right and gave honor where honor's due. She's the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner. She's an activist for female education in Pakistani, and she's the young woman, you've probably seen her on 1,000 shows and TED Talks and everywhere. She was shot in the head at the age of 15. And since then, she lived through that, lived to tell her story and begin just a legacy of activism, supporting girls getting educated wherever they are. So those women are trailblazers and history makers, and we're celebrating them. But I want to hear from you guys a little bit. Have you been inspired by any of these ladies, and how so?
Absolutely. One of the things that I thought was interesting with Gloria Steinem, I wasn't as familiar with her story, but I recently had the opportunity to watch a movie called The Glorias, which is a biography of her life. And, you know, it's often talked about in the feminist movement that Black women were left out, right? That it wasn't a movement that was inclusive of us. And so when I watched Gloria's and I listened to Mrs. Steinem's story, I didn't see that necessarily to be the case. And so she was very active as well in the civil rights movement. And what she noticed is that in the movement, a lot of Black women did not have a voice. They were not necessarily given a seat to speak. And so one of her goals was to allow for them to have a voice as well. And that was part of, you know, who she ended up partnering with in order to create the magazine. And it was to give a voice to all women. And so I thought that was amazing to see that partnership take place. So I was really inspired by her and her story of philanthropy and activism and so forth. And then, of course, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, definitely inspiring. I feel like sometimes when you haven't seen something done before, you can't visualize that it's possible for you to do it, right? And to see someone else go and do that, it now allows me to say, just because I don't see someone who looks like me, talks like me, walks like me, doing what it is that I would hope to one day do, it doesn't mean that it's not possible for me. And it was a reminder to know exactly, you know, I just have to believe in myself and go for whatever that goal might be, and to help other people in any way, shape, or form that I can do to help them meet their goals as well. So I was really, truly inspired by that. And I love the fact that a lot of young girls are now inspired to be able to know that they can go into politics, right? And to really start to change the dynamic of what that looks like. So really, really inspired by both of those two ladies. But I'll leave that open to anybody else who might have a thought on that.
Yeah, I would add definitely for me, Kamala Harris is like a huge inspiration, first of all, because she's a woman, but also like she was the first in a lot of things for her in her career. You know, she was obviously the first like Black woman to be elected as district attorney in California. She was the first woman to be California's attorney general. She was the first Indian American senator. Like she was the first in a lot of things before she became the first, you know, Black vice president. And for me, her story really teaches me that like, and I think it teaches a lot of us that like it starts somewhere. like you see someone's success and where they are, but you really have to understand like their story and kind of what they went through. And it kind of puts us all in a position of like, some of our goals may seem scary, but you have to take those like baby steps. And if it's even as simple as being the first person in your family to graduate from college, or the first person in your family to migrate to another country for an opportunity, like whatever that looks like. I think Kamala Harris is a great example of someone that now we're seeing like great success, but we know she's come from a trail of always being a go-getter, being like a risk taker, and just always trying to be the first at something. So that's what I would say I would pinpoint as like my takeaway from this.
Samuel, anything to add before we do some recognition and some questions for tonight?
No, I'm good.
Well, awesome. Well, we also have some discussion. So if you're watching right now, we want you all to jump into the conversation. This is kind of just like, let's all get together and celebrate and have a discussion. And so I definitely want to invite anyone to comment, put your comments on the screen. But I want to turn this over to you ladies, and we'll start with you, Tamuel. So where do you think we need to make the most impact right now in 2021 as women? What area is it that really needs us to mobilize, unify, and make an impact in our communities and our world?
I think a lot of the issues that we're having today is that we're not taking time to celebrate our own achievements. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we're quiet about our own achievements. We're waiting for somebody else to toot our horn, and we're not announcing how great we are individually. All of us are guilty of that. We wait for recognition too often instead of really demanding the recognition. And I'm not sure if demanding is the right word, but I mean, like if you do something amazing, how often do you put it out there? We wait for those opportunities to be shared, and then we kind of like share the story afterwards. It's okay for us to toot our horns. It's okay for us to say, we got this. It's okay for us to say, oh, I did a good job at that. I think the biggest challenge that I want women to take is to say that, damn, I did that. Before someone else has to acknowledge it, we need to acknowledge it ourselves, and also lift up our fellow sisters. I mean, when you talk about diversity, it's not just, Black or white. It's socioeconomic backgrounds. It's all of these different things that make us so amazing and so different. But women, the biggest challenge is get to know your fellow women. Bring them up with you. Sometimes we need mentoring in different subjects. Sometimes we can mentor others in different subjects. Like for me, I'm not knowledgeable in everything that has to do with contract law. I will call a colleague of mine. Like she doesn't know it, but she's my mentor. Everything that I need to know about, business law, that's who I'm calling. It's okay to lean on each other. Therapy too. Like get some self-care, some therapy. Like
that part.
Like every 2 weeks now, the pandemic really gave me time to do it, and I'm not giving that up. That alone time with the therapist and saying that I need help is okay. So I want us to love on ourselves more.
I think, and you are our member highlight. So I'm glad you put the slide up. Hand clap, ladies. Let's put some hand clap emojis out there. And Samuel, would you just tell everyone a little bit more about what you do in your day-to-day? And we see some of that on the screen, but we want to hear from you.
I run a small business that morphed into a big business, and now I don't know what to do with it. We started off as wedding planning, then we went into venue management and rentals and retail store. So now I'm just a girl trying to figure it out. Yeah. I enjoy business ownership. I enjoy connecting with people. I enjoy being in the business of love. I empower the women that work for me as well as the men. I have an amazing team. So naturally, I'm just a girl just living a dream.
I love the transparency. I know, Arlene, you probably want to jump in here too. The transparency, that for me was everything what you just said, because being a girl trying to figure it out, we need each other. I like that right there. I totally want to connect with you because I feel like I'm kind of in that transition to growing and one day walking away from corporate America. But I love your transparency. Arlene?
Thank you.
I think one of the things that really stood out to me in the beginning of what you just said, Tamuel, was the fact about one, tooting your own horn, but then also having to mention women, we also have to support one another. Because oftentimes when we begin to toot our own horn, then it's like, well, who does she think she is? Right. And so
I think I'm amazing.
right. And so we have to make sure that we allow for women to be able to celebrate themselves and to be able to pay attention to when we're not necessarily doing that, because everyone at some point or another has been slightly at fault at that, right? And so we have to really be conscious about how we celebrate others. It's not celebrating just your girl or over here, but celebrating that other woman who you know nothing about, right? And being also confident enough in yourself to where either when you do toot your own horn, you're not worried about what the next person is thinking. You have to do you regardless, right? And so I think that's extremely important. One of the things that I have seen over the years, especially with doing Women on the Rise Awards Gala, is people not thinking enough of themselves and their accomplishments, one. Two, people who are afraid to self-nominate. Honey, if no one else is willing to celebrate you, you need to celebrate you, right? And I remember when first getting Women on the Rise started, I had gone to a Women in Tech event. I think it was from We Venture. I don't think the group any longer exists here in Orlando, but Sunira Madhani, co-founder of Fat Merchant, she spoke at that event. And at that time, she was just really starting her company. But she had mentioned about actually applying for awards for her company to be recognized in the Business Journal or whatever magazine, not waiting for someone, like you said, to say, job well done, you deserve to be recognized. She applied for all of those opportunities. She had her team apply for these opportunities. And that's when they began to get recognized. And one of the things that was really helpful is that's when they were able to really start growing capital for their business that they needed too, because the exposure meant a lot. So don't allow someone else to determine the growth and what you can put out there for your company. You have to make that happen. You have to believe in yourself and celebrate yourself. And I think that's really important. And that's kind of also, again, challenging the status of things. You have to make sure that you're putting you first. So I really, really love that part of what you said. And then I'm talking about this with the women on the Rise all the time, especially my leadership team. You have to get out of your circle sometimes and you have to meet some new people. If you're not growing your circle and meeting others and learning from others, then you're stunting your own growth. If you're always talking about the same people, you need to open up and expand your circle. It's so extremely important. Because you never know who else is in need of hearing what it is that you have to say or provide. So we definitely have to make sure that we do that. Let's see. Somebody said that's exactly what Marcelino Gurley told me. Girl, nominate yourself, sis. I remember that. I went and had. She didn't encourage to go out for the Beauty Diva Award. That's Dr. Katia right there. Exactly. And you were so very deserving because, girl, you beat these faces all the time, right? You deserve that. And you have a heart bigger than gold. So yes.
That's a good segue, Arlene, because I want to, if we can, talk about the opportunities, the amazing contacts. How has Women on the Rise, Tracy, impacted your life, your work, your business? And then, Arlene, if we could close out with the Choose to Challenge piece, that would be amazing if you want to speak to that. So I'd like to hear from both of you ladies. How has Women on the Rise impacted you?
Well, I'll start. I'll say for sure, like I moved to Orlando from New York and I didn't know anyone. And Arlene was like one of the first people I met. And I was just like, oh my God, everyone in Orlando is like such like so passionate about what they're doing. And like they're raw and real. And she just introduced me to so many people. And I mean, from that came the organization that I started, Time for Tea, which, you know, Arlene still mentors and coaches me with that even still. But I think Women on the Rise has been a really great like resource for me. And that kind of goes back to answer your question about like what women need. I was just doing research and about like basically through COVID impacted women the most. I think if you're a mom, you know this, but studies show that 800,000 women actually voluntarily resigned from their positions in the United States due to
Wow.
COVID versus the 260,000 men that lost their jobs. So that's like 3 times more women that just said, I don't want to work anymore because I can't work from home and take care of my children and be worried about COVID and this pandemic. So I feel like really connecting with an organization, and there's probably people on this call that are in that boat where they had to hustle and find other things to do because they couldn't clock into a job. But being part of Women on the Rise, I think just opens a lot of opportunities, especially if you're one of those, you know, almost 1 million women that just felt like you had to step away from clocking in to do your own thing. So it's been a big impact for me, but I just wanted to bring that full circle also.
So good. Samuel?
I also think it's a good resource. I email Arlene all kinds of random questions because I go to our members on Women on the Rise first to say, hey, do you know someone that does this, that? Because I do want to support the organization that I'm part of. And anytime there's an opportunity to bless someone with paid business, it's like, why not go to Women on the Rise? She always has someone for me, whether it's 1 or 2 people. And for the most part, they've all worked out and responded. So it's great knowing that we have a community of so many talented women. And being that I am extremely introverted, she pulls me out of my shell and forces me to do things like this, attend her events and everything else. I don't show up for everybody because I am like nervous to walk into rooms, but for stuff like that Arlene invites me to, I always know it's going to be a good time. I'm going to be surrounded by amazing women. And it's not that they're talking about me or anything like that. We're talking about business, and that feels good.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. And, you know, I will say as we're talking about what Women on the Rise has done for us, we're hitting on everything we've been talking about tonight. Mentorship, getting out of our circles, meeting new women, and also the pulling out the gifts inside of you. And Arlene is great at that. But so many women that are in the organization are great at that. And, you know, as your marketing director, I would be remiss if I didn't say every single one of us have someone that we know that could benefit from being a part of the organization, but that could be uplifted, that are starting their businesses and struggling, that are thinking about an idea that they'd like to formulate, but they don't have resources. Like you said, Tamuel, there's 1,000 resources within the organization. It's right here at our fingertips, a text message, an email. And it's been, for me, Arlene, one of the most open platform organizations where I could just reach out on the group chat, on a text message, or when I see someone at an event, and it's like information overload. Like, let me give you everything I have. I'm not holding anything back because I'm not threatened that you're going to do my business.
Right.
Love overload. But I just want to say that if everyone who's watching tonight has a friend that knows that, you know, that they can benefit from all of the amazing resources, please share with them to become a member.
Absolutely. And you know what, something that you said there, and I've heard this from many women about sharing what it is that you're looking to do. So many people are afraid to share their goals and what they're working on in fear that someone else is going to steal their idea. Let me tell you, what is for you, right? And if you were given the vision, you were also given the steps and the plans to make it happen, right? And so don't worry about the next person coming in and stealing. I remember when starting Women on the Rise, and I think I ended up getting pregnant with my son the first year that we got started. And I was so tired. I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna have an opportunity to do any of the events or any of the things that we're looking to do. And then I started seeing all of these women's empowerment events pop up. And at first I was, you know, oh my God, is somebody trying to copy off what I'm doing? And then I realized, you know what, everyone has something different to provide for. And there's different groups that provide something different for each one of those groups of ladies. And so we're all needed, right? And I had to start looking at it from that different perspective. And then, you know, there's almost 20 people in leadership in Women on the Rise, from the board to the leadership team. And I truly believe in freely sharing the vision. I am not concerned or worried about if someone's going to break away and do this or do that. That is not, I was given a vision. I was given a purpose. I prayed on it. I've lost sleep over it because I knew that it was something bigger than I was, right? So I could care less if someone else goes and copies off of it, right? And you have to be the same thing, because what is for you is what is for you. And we have such a strong support group of women who want to see each other succeed. They're, you know, I can't even tell you how few people we've had may have come along and may not have had those same kind of intentions, but they did not last long, right? Because that energy does not survive over here. Like, we are like the Smurfs, right? It's just all positive energy over here, right? If you don't have that, it's not for you. And so that is what's contagious over here. And I love it. And I remember, like Tracy was saying, when she came to Orlando and she was doing the Time for Tea event, a friend shared with me, like, hey, you should really come and support her in doing this event. I was like, okay, I'll come check it out. Let me tell you, I was so impressed. I was like, honey, whatever you need, like, I am here for it. And I do not miss a Time for Tea. Okay. I do not miss it. I will not miss it. I absolutely love everything that Tracy stands for. Her spirit is genuine. I remember when I first met Tamuel, I had actually seen Tamuel on TV, you guys. And I was like, oh my God, she is so awesome. I can't wait to meet her. And I know she's going to hate this story, but anyhow, I go to an event, a networking event, and Tamuel is there, and I'm so excited to sit next to her. And like she's my idol at this point. And I, you know, say hello. And the stankness that came from Tamuel.
She invaded my private space.
I was so hurt. But let me tell you how things began to change. This is when I was into wedding planning at this time, you guys. And so I, for the first time, decided to go and be a part of a wedding show. And so I have my booth and I'm getting it together, and Tamuel comes walking by and she's, you know, looking over everything. And she said, about time you invest in yourself. And I was like, oh my God. And so what I learned from that is people aren't going to take you seriously until you take yourself serious, right? And that relationship grew, and I'm so blessed to have her as part of my life, right? But make sure that as you're adding people in, that they can believe in you because you're believing in yourself, right? And that's how you truly begin to grow the circle around you. But I am so blessed to have each of you in my life. And of course, we know Candy is just amazing all the way around. Candy and I have had many interactions over the years. I think I was first introduced to Candy through the famous and amazing Courtney Dawn Shaw. And I'll tell you, anyone that Courtney brings into your life, you know, is going to be a blessing to your life, because Courtney is just an amazing light to all of us. And Candy is that light as well. And so I'm so blessed to have you as part of Women on the Rise and part of our membership team, not membership team, our marketing team. And I remember when I went to go to the Miss Corporate America pageant competition, should I say, and Candy won the competition. And I just felt like this was going to happen, right? It was the most amazing experience to celebrate her in that win. I can't tell you anyone who was more deserving of that honor. And I had never seen, and I think Anissa and I had become in contact probably in 2016. And in all the years of watching all of the Mrs. Corporate Americas, I never saw someone wear that crown the way that you wore that crown for the past year. I tell you no lie. Amazing. And so I honor all of you here today as we celebrate women. And I would like to go back to share my screen as we go ahead and close out, because in Women on the Rise fashion, here we go. In Women on the Rise fashion, we have to do a toast, right? So on the screen, We have our Women on the Rise toast, and I don't have my drink in front of me because usually I would have a cocktail, but it didn't happen today and I need one. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and say this aloud. You guys don't have to necessarily recite it. If you're home, you can recite it along with me. But I'm going to go ahead and read it off to you guys as we close out tonight. So I am powerful beyond measure. I am stronger than I seem. I am braver than I think. I am blessed with all I need. When I am weak, I call my sisters and am strong. When I am lost, I call my sisters for space to belong. When I am hurt, I call my sisters. We compliment, we don't compete. We speak positive words and uplift. We mentor, give thanks, and are wise. We are caring, committed, keeping our eyes on the prize. We make a difference in our community. We are Women on the Rise. Cheers to all of you ladies. And again, thank you all for celebrating International Women's Day with us.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies. Everyone have a good night.
Bye.